Wuthering Waves has just been released, and here are the top 5 tips that you should know in the first week of Wuthering Waves. Number 1 is really a game changer, so stay tuned. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. For our number 5, Afterglow Coral. When you go to the store of this game, on the Item Exchanged menu, you will see these currencies called Afterglow Coral. Now, it might be really tempting to just go ahead and just buy these wishes, which cost 8 Afterglow Coral, but talking economically, we would definitely get more value if we just had the patience and enough self-control to not pull. When we put this in the calculator for an event banner, 360 divided by 8 is only 45. This means that if you instead held and saved, you would only use 45 pulls to get the event banner character that you want. Since the hard pity for this game is 80 pulls, you would save almost half of your pulls. It's a very good deal, and if you're also Asian, you know that a good deal is everything. For our standard or regular 5-star characters, it only costs 270 Afterglow Coral, which is around 33 to 34 pulls to get a wave band, or, in Genshin's terms, a constellation. Keep in mind that this is not the character itself, so if you don't own the character would have a darker color, meaning you won't be able to buy it. Now, if you think that your luck is astronomical, then I won't stop you from buying the pulls here. After all, that's your own account. But please use it on the Radiant Tide or the Forging Tide so that you would get new characters or weapons, instead of the regular 5 stars that would stay here forever till we die, and would most likely get power creep in the future. Trust me, you will thank me in the future. Now, you might have noticed this timer on top of Jian's wave band. This timer is when his banner would end, and after this, Jian would get replaced by the next banner character. So if you want to save for future characters' wave bands, such as Yinlin, you would be able to do so. If you do this, playing with a maximum wave band would be possible in the future. For our top 4, since we just started playing the game, many players may be forgetting to consume their daily Waveplate. We are introduced early to world bosses, so you could immediately spend it all on them for now. The materials that we get from these world bosses could be used to ascend your character to level 50 and above, like, for example, on my Encore, when I reach SOL 3 Phase 3, I would be able to go to Ascension Rank 2. To do this, I would need to have 3 Rage Tacit, which you could only get from the boss called Inferno Rider. You could look it up on the internet to see what kind of upgrade materials your character needs, so that you would know which one to farm. But regardless, farming any bosses right now won't be any more of a waste than just leaving the Waveplate unused. For our top 3, if you see a monster that you've never encountered before, you should go and try to catch it. The databank level is what determines what kind of rarity the echo is that you're going to get, and we know how important echoes are in this game, since this is where we get most of our stats. At my current databank level, level 6, the highest tier of echo that I could get is 3 stars, and the golden rule that I am currently targeting is to get to level 15, which is the first level that would give you the chance to get 5-star echoes. Killing monsters and receiving their echoes gives experience to the databank, especially if it's the first catch. Don't worry about the storage, and just keep on collecting echoes because you would be able to use them to level up the echoes that you really need. And this would also give more experience to your databank level. This might cause confusion, so keep in mind that the databank level and the union level are both different things. Union level is the level of your account, and the databank level is like the required level to get a higher tier drop for echo farming. For our top 2, collect everything that you come across to. This is pretty simple. Just collect every material that is already on your way. You're seeing a flower? Just collect it if you come across it. It doesn't matter what it is because, in the future, you are for sure going to use every last one of those, and even come to a point where you will keep on lacking materials, so everything you collect counts. I saved this one for the top one because I think this is going to be long and one of the most important things that you should know, because this is the main course of the game, which is the combat. Everything that you're doing, collecting echoes, collecting materials, and pulling for characters, all comes down to combat. And if you don't understand how it works, and you're not using your characters to the best of their ability, it's like betraying all the hard work that you did. Now, I don't mean that you should become a sweat and have God Gamer training to get to the level that I want you to have. But what I want for you is to understand how basic combat works, and think for yourself about how you will use what I teach to your advantage. This isn't going to be that much, but to start this, you already know about the skills and ultimate, so I'm not going to explain them. What I want to explain are the icons right here. I already explained this briefly in my previous video, but here is a more in-depth explanation. To start, this circle is called the concerto energy, and ideally, what you'll usually do is wait for this to get full before you swap out to another character so that they can perform their outrow skill. To fill up the circle, you basically just keep hitting and using your skills. Once this is filled, you will be able to perform your outrow skill. Now, this isn't like an absolute rule that you always need to follow. If you think that your character is going to die if you don't swap, then just go ahead and swap out. But what I'm saying is that ideally, you want to fill up this circle first before you swap out to activate the outrow skill. To activate this, you just need to swap out your character, and then they'll just do it on their own. After that, the character that you swapped will do their own intro skill. Every character has a different intro and outrow skill. For example, on Rover, their intro skill is basically just attacking the enemy when swapped out. But for their outro skill, when I filled up this concerto energy, I would be able to perform my outro skill, which is slowing down my enemy for 3 seconds. In Encore's case, her intro skill is that she would dunk into an enemy when she swapped in, causing fusion damage. Her outro skill, on the other hand, would attack enemies that would damage anyone within a 3-meter radius. If they're hit, they will continuously take damage from the burn for 3 seconds, depending on Encore's attack. Now that you understand the usage of concerto energy, let's go to the skill called Forte Circuit. Just like intro and outro skills, each character has their own Forte Circuit. To activate this skill, you need to fill up this bar above your health, which is called melodies. Each character has their own different ways to activate this, so you need to learn how to use it. In Yang case, I need to have 3 stacks of melodies to use them. Once I get all 3, I can activate my Forte Circuit. Yang's condition to activate her Forte Circuit is to do a jump and use a basic attack while in the air. In Encore's case, once I've filled up my melody, all I need to do is hold my basic attack button, and Encore will go to Mayhem state. In this state, I won't be able to move while she's casting her spell, but in return, any damage that comes in her way is reduced by 70%. Now, I don't want to just stand there while I get hit freely, even with the reduced damage. So what I do is first cast all of Encore's skills, and when I'm ready to swap, I will do my Forte Circuit. So while Encore is casting, I could just swap out and play other characters. Pretty cool, right? You could also go to the resonator, pick the character that you want to learn the skill of, and click this button on the bottom right corner. This is like the training mode, where the game will teach you all the skills that your character has. Plus, it will give you 10 asterite once you finish it. Now that you've understood combat, you could use what you learned here and apply it to other characters. I hope these tips helped, especially for the beginners who still have no idea what they need to do in the game. If you think that this is helpful, leave a like and a sub. If this video gets 1,000 likes, which I've never reached before in a long-term video, I will make another tips and tricks guide. With that said, thanks for watching.